What's up, everybody? We are back with the Magic and Andrew MMA betting show. We've got episode 120 UFC London going down this Saturday afternoon. We've got Sean Brady taking on Leon Edwards in the main event. Before we get into that, we're going to start from the bottom of the card, a tapology order, and work our way through it. Guram Kutaladze versus Kai Fernandez. Magic, start us off. What do you like here?
I think we have to shout out our sponsor first.
I don't think we have one today.
We don't?
I don't think so.
Okay, we don't have no sponsor anymore. If you apparently, I don't know what's going on. So if you want to sponsor us, I don't care who you are. The price is the same. You can be a terrorist organization, whatever, an unrecognized country. We don't care. Yeah, show me the money. So, yeah, this fight seems unbettable, right? Like Kutatelatse should really be fine. Kawa Fernandez is kind of a like one trick pony, but has an awkward style. So when the kicking doesn't work, what the fuck is he going to do? Kutatelatse has an unreal ability to fight close when he shouldn't really fight close, but I think he should be fine here. Like probably get some top time. Like if he gets on top, he's probably going to crush him. But yeah, you cannot play this number. I kind of feel Kutatelatse late is live. The under is gigantic. I don't know. I have nothing here. Honestly, I haven't bet yet. I haven't tracked anything. I will do after the podcast. I'm still debating some things. But yeah, this is an awkward fight.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do think in general, though, like Kutaladze is not the kind of guy who I want to lay big prices on because he does tend to fight close, but he's definitely more skilled here. He has more ways to win, so I think he gets it done. Next up, Calad Laughren versus Nathan Fletcher. You have anything here or not yet?
I mean, Laughren took money, and I think rightfully so. Like Fletcher is one of those guys who, like, he's a good grappler, but on the feet, he looks like he would have trouble with some civilians. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how some fighters get to this level and be this bad on the feet. Like, on the feet, he's like a fish. He's just like, oh, I don't want to die. Let's grapple. They fought before in the amateurs. I think it was the amateurs. Laughren won. He's like a little. I mean, he looked horrible against Harley, but this is a different fight. He's like a little tank, has some power. It's not like he's a great striker or anything, but if he doesn't get taken down and controlled, he wins. And even if he gets taken down, he probably can work up. I mean, I think you have to favor him. I agree with the line movement. If Fletcher wins, he's on top, and if he's not on top, he's probably not winning. I mean, it's an easy fight to break down, I feel.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a hard time with this one. Like, gun to my head, I'd take Laughren, but I was higher on him coming into the UFC than I am right now. Like, I feel like he's had a couple duds. Like, he comes forward, but he gets hit a lot. He's an okay grappler, but I don't think he's great at it. Fletcher.
Laughren.
What?
You mean Laughren?
Yeah, I thought he was going to be better when he got to the UFC.
I mean, he's who I thought he was. You know what I mean?
No,
but,
I thought he'd be a little bit better.
I forgot the guy's name, but this fight he had with the Latino guy or Cholo guy or whatever that was, I mean, that gave me cancer. I had him inside. He should have finished the fight like 5 times. The really bad one was the last one. You know what I mean? Like Lapilus is a really hard fight for a lot of people, and that was was relatively close. I mean, he lost, but that was a close fight. I think he can be fine, but he needs to win this fight. This is a must win.
Yeah. And we do have a sponsor today. I'm going to shout them out right now.
Okay. We'll cut that part where I said if you are a terrorist organization or whatever, you can sponsor us.
No, we're not sponsored by a terrorist organization. We are sponsored by the betting exchange ProfitX. ProfitX is a peer-to-peer exchange available in 40 or more than 40 states. An exchange means it's literally what it sounds like. You exchange money with other people rather than betting against the book. This means you get better odds, less juice, and you never get limited. A lot of lines right now. You can get the best price available on their site. So make sure to check them out. Use the promo code Gombas, and I'm going to put the link in the description as well. Next up, we've got Tomar taking on Bannon. Are you fading Indian MMA here, or is this fight too hard to get involved with? You're muted, I think. I think you're muted. No, I can't hear. Can you hear me? Yeah, I can't hear you. I'll talk about this one a little bit while Magic gets his mic situation set up. I know that Bannon isn't like gonna be a top 10 or a top 5 fighter, but I do think she has a lot of advantages here. She's bigger, longer. I think if anyone gets the grappling going, it's her. I just think she's a little bit more skilled everywhere than Tomar and a little bigger, so I think she gets it done. Like Tomar in her last, Tomar in her last fight kind of just robbed. I forget. I can't remember the name. Ryan Dos Santos.
That was a robbery.
Yeah, and she just landed like the same body kick over and over. But I favor Bannon here. What about you?
Yeah, I mean Tomar. I mean, I think like this is the hipster dog of the week. I don't know if I can do it. Like Shauna Bannon is horrible, but it should be relatively close on the feet. Bannon is bigger and longer, and the grappling should be all Bannon, even if she's like a horrendous grappler. If she randomly finds herself on top, it's probably the round of the fight or the fight. So yeah, I'm not really sure. I think like this. Don't you think like this under is gigantic?
I mean, it is, but like
an armbar, bro. The armbar is the natural predator of the women MMA fighter.
Yeah, that is true.
And this is an Indian women MMA fighter.
That
she doesn't know what an armbar is. She's probably going to tap like it's some dark magic. If she just gets the setup, like she doesn't need to extend it. She was going to be like, "What is this? What is she doing with my arm?" I don't know. I hope she gets on top to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm with you. Christian Leroy Duncan versus Andre Pulayev. I think this is the biggest favorite on the card. Do you agree with that?
I think he's going to trash him.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I think people are like, oh, because the over-under is 1.5, rightfully so. I think people are going to get burnt on this over, honestly. Because if you are going to last with Duncan, you have to be physical. And this Russian, he can hit a little bit, but he cannot grapple really. And he seems fragile. He's been stopped before, and he's just looking at him like he's tall, lanky, doesn't have a big neck. You know what I mean? Is this guy going to take the beating? I don't think so. I think there is going to be like a big punch or whatever, and a snowball from there really early. Duncan is insanely talented. He needs to figure out what he really needs to do while he's fighting. But yeah, once he like knows who he is as a fighter, I think he's going to be good. Because Robocop was an insane booking too early in his career. I don't know whose idea was that, but that was horrible.
Yeah.
And he took it like he didn't quit or anything. That was kind of a good performance, even if he got beat up badly, I think. But yeah, I think he's going to stop him really early here. When he gets into the clinch and starts.
Crazy.
What?
He was the favorite in that fight, which is crazy.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of hype behind him, and he's had good fights, and he was undefeated, right?
Yeah, I think so. I got off the top of my head, at least.
When he starts manipulating arms in the clinch, that's so cool. Like he's so good with the elbows and doing that. Mm-hmm. He also looks massive for the division. It's just that Robocop is built different. When Robocop is on, it's over. Unless you're Cannoneer, it's over.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to unblock this guy. He's fucking retarded. Like he's the dumbest to ever do it. I don't know what's wrong with him.
That's right.
I'm not going to unblock you.
Marcin Tybura versus Mick Parkin. I kind of expected to like Tybura here, but I ended up not really liking him. Like he's kind of feasted on really, really bad grapplers lately. Like Tybura, or he fought Tuivasa. Obviously, we know what he is as a grappler. Denise, we know what he is as a grappler. Parkin, I feel like has some advantages on the like he's good volume on the feet. He's a lot younger than Tybura. I think his grappling's okay. Like I don't think it's great. I don't think it's terrible. And I don't know if at this point in his career Tybura can beat decent grapplers. Like, I don't know if he's just beating awful grapplers. Does that make sense? Like, he's beating awful grapplers. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that to like an okay grappler. 5 years ago, yeah. Now I'm not so sure.
I mean, he gets down everyone. You know what I mean? Like, unless you are Cyril Gane, Aspinall, or I don't know, maybe Volkov, he's going to get you down.
He might. I mean, if he does, he's going to look like the favorite here because he's good. He's actually good on top for a heavyweight.
I mean, I like Parkin, but he's a fat British person. He's not a great athlete. I think Tibura gets down and can get him down. He's actually a pretty good grappler. Like when he sweeps and all that, it's cool to see because you really don't see that at heavyweight. He's probably the best jiu-jitsu player at heavyweight outside of Aspinall, perhaps.
Yeah, I agree.
Like he has pretty cool jiu-jitsu for a fat guy.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe the issue with Tibura is always his chin and he's so hittable. Right. Parkin can hit a little bit, can box a little bit. But he's a low volume guy. Like, do you think on the feet? I don't think this is a washing or anything. I think it plays out.
It's not. Like I feel like Parkin's better.
If Parkin doesn't hurt him, it plays very close. Or maybe Tibura wins. Tibura can kick too. Parkin doesn't kick.
No, he just boxes.
I don't know. I think you have to favor Tibura, but yeah, he's past his prime. If he wins here, he's going to have to fight someone good, and that's probably going to be trouble for him.
Yeah.
The Spivak fight, I mean, that was ridiculous, but I think if you remake that fight, he's the favorite in the betting odds. And he wasn't on Fight Night, right?
No.
That was pretty ridiculous to get armbar like that, but yeah, he was out grappling him.
Kavanaugh versus Felipe dos Santos.
Parkin has a good low kick. Come on, man. I'm not a big numbers guy, but I'm pretty sure when Parkin fought Machado, he got outlanded massively. And Machado doesn't even throw that much.
He did.
Parkin is not a kicker, come on. He's a pure boxer. Maybe he kicks some here and there, but he's not a kicker. He's not going to kick Tibura's leg out. I wanted you. What's the next fight? Sorry.
Dos Santos versus Kavanaugh.
Yeah, I fucking hate this guy, Kavanaugh, man. I bet when this guy was in Cage Warriors, I bet this guy from Spain, Ander Sanchez, against him. Do you remember Ander Sanchez?
Yeah, I remember.
We bet him against some guy and he heel hooked him while looking horrible.
Yeah,
that was great.
I remember it well.
Next fight was Kavanaugh, and I'm like, yeah, plus 130, sure. And he knocked him down or something. That was ridiculous. Yeah, that wasn't plus 130, bro. I hate this guy. I had him last fight. I bet 5 units on Jose Ochoa, and I mean it was massively decided, don't you think? So I think he won too. That sucked. The last fight against Jose Ochoa, and I told you that this guy is going to beat Kavanaugh. He's good, and he was a massive number, plus 250 or something.
I don't really remember that fight.
You probably didn't even watch.
No, probably not.
Yeah, it was close. At round 3, Kavanaugh dig deep. He was hurt to the body in round 2. He lost. I mean, it was 1-1 going into 3, and round 3, could have gone either way. Sucked.
Right.
Yeah, he's a good fighter, Kavanaugh. He moves very well, very technical, very fast. He's a very good kicker. He's going to be tough to beat unless someone hurts him or gets him really late with volume.
Right.
Felipe dos Santos is like a berserker, but he's going to get hit a lot. I'm not going to play Kavanaugh minus 300, and I'm not going to play Dos Santos because I don't think he's going to win. The under seems huge again because Dos Santos is going to bring it, and Kavanaugh is like he's going to touch him up.
Dos Santos has got like a rough go in the UFC so far.
Bro, they are trying to get him killed. I don't get it.
Yeah.
And then he fights Altamirano, and I mean he won the Altamirano fight, right? But it was controversial.
Yeah.
He looked like shit. Looked like shit. He goes like life and death against Manel Cap. That was crazy.
Yeah, I remember that. He cracked him a few times.
Yeah, because he was taking everything. This guy gets hit a lot. At some point, he's going to break and get knocked out 4 times in 5 fights. You know what I mean? He's a pretty good fighter. It's just that Oliveira camp juice is different, man. They get hit a lot and they recover in seconds. It's ridiculous. He's getting bet. Plus 235 already. Is he going to bring it?
Yeah, I feel like it's him or pass, just because like he brings it. He's super durable. I think they're gonna swing. Like Kavanaugh's more skilled, and obviously, the Altamirano fight being that close wasn't a good look. But I'm not totally sold on Kavanaugh yet. Like I definitely don't put him on the same level as Manel Kopp or Andre Lima. But I do think he has more tools, and yeah, I think he gets it done. But it's probably dog or pass for me.
I think Jose Ochoa would kill Felipe dos Santos, honestly. So yeah, I'm passing.
Yeah, there's a potential big upset going on right now.
At wrestling,
Yeah,
who's losing?
Keegan O'Toole.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious.
Oh, I know. He's losing to the 16th seed with a minute left. Jai Herbert versus Chris Padilla. I'm picking
Big
Jai
fight.
here. Like, what?
Big fight.
Big fight. Very
The
important.
line is about to flip. Did you bet Herbert early? You did,
No,
right?
I didn't bet anything.
It's about to flip. Like the disrespect to the electrician at home with his
Yeah.
home crowd.
I mean, Padilla was a big dog twice and kind of got like a couple, I don't want to say memes, but
I think he hit his
fortunate
win
outcomes,
condition.
maybe. Is that a better way to put it?
Yeah, against John Top, he hit his win condition early. If not, he probably gets cooked badly down the line. And I bet so wrong against him. That was a fucking fluke. Like, congratulations, he hit him, and that's why his eye closed or whatever. But that's not a very repeatable outcome. You know what I mean? Like, I think the Chinese guy was going to cook him down the line, like he did to this guy, to the prospect, to Cody Steele. But yeah, congratulations to him. But luck is not forever.
Yeah, I agree. And what do you call it? The guys who Jai lost to are like really good. Like,
Yeah,
he has no bad losses, like literally none.
His problem used to be his chin, but now it seems like he gets hit and nothing happens. I'm going to check the record, but I'm pretty sure he went the distance with Ludovic Klein. That was when that got announced. And I was like, "Oh, this is not a good idea, Jay." I mean, he lost to Topuria by knockout. In the UFC, he's only been stopped by Topuria, and the Trinaldo fight, the infamous Trinaldo fight, Moicano outgrappled him, and yeah. Ludovic Klein was a draw. Farestian, Bedoya, and Ludovic Klein, and not get stopped once. I see a lot of people on Padilla. I don't really get it. Like, unless you expect Padilla to stop him, Herbert is bigger, longer, more active, has a jab, has a kick.
He's just better.
Padilla is not going to grapple fuck this guy.
No.
Maybe able to get him down once early or something, but he's going to pop up. I think you have to favor Herbert. I don't want to bet him because I know if I bet him, he's going to get knocked out. I don't want to do that to the electrician.
Yeah, I think Herbert gets it done here.
Yeah, this is a tricky over-under, I feel. I don't know, man. This is a good fight. I'll be rooting for him, like, for real. I want him to win this fight. He's grown on me. You know what I mean?
He's a beast.
I mean, I don't genuinely feel bad for fighters a lot of times, but when Topuria knocked him out, I genuinely felt bad for him. Like, that was rough. That was a crazy knockout. Yeah, he's a lovely guy, the electrician. Hope he wins.
Yes. What do you think about Morgan Charrier taking on Nathaniel Wood?
Yeah, Nathaniel Wood is getting a lot of love here too. I mean, I think he should be fighting a division lower. You remember I feel like every time he fights, we say the same, but he's submitted in this division. And he posted that fight on Instagram, and he's like, "Oh, it was in the previous division at bantamweight," and he was like, "Oh, I need to." He looked done cutting, and the quote was like, "I need to still cut, I don't know, 10 pounds." Like, what are you talking about?
Really?
There's nothing to cut there.
I didn't hear that.
I mean, he's so small for the division. He's always been the same fighter. He's got better, but he's a very good technical striker, very good grappler. He's just small and chinny.
Right. Not a good combination.
I mean, I understand why people are betting him, but Charrier has a massive edge in durability and just doesn't get stopped. So you think he's not going to crack Booth in 15 minutes? Like Charrier hits hard, is powerful, is much bigger. He's been in there. I mean, Charrier has a lot of losses, but he's been in there with killers. Like he doesn't. It's been a lot of years since he lost to someone not very good.
Right.
He lost to Paul Hughes, split. He lost to, I don't even remember. I think Vucenic. That happened. That happened? I watched all those fights. That's vintage Cage Warriors, prime Cage Warriors.
Yeah, he lost split. He lost a split to Vucenic. He lost a majority decision to Hughes. Then he got robbed against
Mariscal. Yeah, that was pretty bad. I had Charrier against Mariscal. Yeah, that was a very enjoyable year last year. But yeah, he's a really good fight. Yeah, he lost to Sorenbach, the majority 2019. He only loses to really good people. Parnasse. I think he's going to find a shot here and end the fight eventually. He's not a high volume guy, but when he hurts people, he knows how to finish. But yeah, I don't know. Another under that feels gigantic, even if he's very durable, like Nathaniel Booth is a puncher. I have no idea. How is this possible that Nathaniel Booth has gone to 7 straight decisions?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think when he came out of Cage Warriors, he was like, I may be making shit up, but wasn't he like 21 or 22 and 19 finishes or something?
I don't remember.
And I remember him in this Cage Warrior fight where he got finished like 5 times and actually won the fight. Yeah, that's ridiculous. At some point, he's going to get the stoppages or win by knockout or by submission. 7 decisions straight doesn't make sense for him.
Yeah,
I would have been if Andrew asked me to. I'm serious.
It's very, very nice of you to offer.
Who could be better?
It's a good question. Yeah, I feel like Charrier here, better athlete, bigger, more powerful. Like Wood's pretty skilled. I don't really think he's gonna grapple Charrier for like long periods of time. And on the feet, like I just don't think he has the horsepower that Charrier does. So like minutes are probably competitive, but I feel like Charrier has a more meaningful moment. So I'm gonna take him here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like 3 minutes of Nathaniel Booth doing the coolest shit you've ever seen. Like, oh, look at this trip, and gets a takedown and does some cool boxing, and then Charrier goes like, bonk. Something like that.
Yeah. Vucenic versus Duncan. What do you think here?
I'm torn on this fight because like Vucenic is a really good fighter, but historically he fights close until he finishes. You know what I mean? Even in Cage Warriors against bad people, he tends to fight close and then finish. This is like, it's going to look like the more obvious bet of all time, one way or the other. Like if Vucenic like rocks him or gets a takedown and climbs the back fast early and chokes him out, and everybody's like, oh, Vucenic is money, Vucenic inside is money. Or he doesn't, and it's like a 50-50 fight, and Chris Duncan is massive, hits very hard, throws a lot, and can kicks to the legs, kicks to the body, and everybody's like, oh, Chris Duncan plus 350. Obviously, the bet of the century. So yeah, pick your poison. Chris Duncan gets hurt by fucking everybody. He looks like he gets hurt going to the supermarket, but he's never been finished in the UFC since the Slappa fight. It's kind of crazy. He gets rocked by every punch. I don't know how he does it, but doesn't get knocked out.
Oh, Magic. I don't know where he went, but yeah, I feel like it's got to be. Let's get him back in here. Yeah. I feel like it's got to be Duncan here at this price. Like Vucenic was a big dog, won a close fight. Now he's like a big favorite. Just like I just can't get there.
I mean, yeah. If you play Duncan and he gets like flash knockdown, takes the back, gets choked out, you are going to feel stupid, but the number is getting too big. Like, can you be really super wrong with Duncan moneyline and under 1.5? The under 1.5 is a massive number, and they don't tend to really go over when there is a finish. How wrong can you be with Duncan plus 350 and under 1.5 plus 160?
Right.
Not much.
Yeah. Mcken versus Dinar. I know you're dying to talk about this one, so I'll let you have
This
at
fight
it.
is so stupid. Like this other girl is so stupid. She gets like 10 takedowns a fight and just lets people up every fucking fight. Like she has no idea how to attack the guard. It's ridiculous. Like she doesn't know how to pass to half guard in women's MMA. I don't know. This is a
He
stupid
just
fight.
stands up.
Like she's going to power double Molly at will and like trip her down at will. And Molly, unless Molly has PTSD and starts fighting gay, she is going to bring the pace. It's going to be a crazy brawl. Tainara is going to be getting takedowns. Like this is going to be a crazy fight. I don't think you can really take a side. Really, I don't even know what to think about this. I kind of think that Molly is going to get tapped, but this is going to be a crazy fight. I like violence here.
Yeah, I think Dinar wins if like she's her own worst enemy. She has the tools to look like a big favorite here, but she makes some pretty bad decisions. Like she's a big grappling edge, and I think she can compete on the feet. Like Mcken was getting hurt over and over by Bruno Brazil of all people. Obviously, she has some horsepower too, but she's not very skilled. I just feel like if Dinar fights smart, she should get it done here.
Yeah, I think that over is a really bad bet, but I wish you luck.
That's nice of you.
I mean, you cannot pay that for this over. I think if it hits, you are a genius. I guess. Good luck. Yeah,
What do you
Tainara
think
is like
about Holland and Nelson?
this is my guy, Gunnar Nelson. I'm glad he's back. They gave him a really awkward fight, but I mean, if Nelson gets takedowns, he wins. Probably taps him. And if he doesn't get takedowns, how does this look? Because Nelson fights at his own distance. I don't think he's really going to strike here a lot. So if he's not in the clinch or on his hips, this is probably a very low volume, low pace striking match at distance at karate stance. And Holland doesn't really do anything. He's going to be clowning around as usual. Is Holland going to clip him? I don't really understand why Holland is getting bet here like crazy. Like Holland is not good. Oh, Manny is coming on Nelson again. I didn't see that. The line was getting much closer. I don't really get it. Like I tweeted it. Holland is like 5'8", I think. Since he knocked out Jacare, he only beats potatoes. Like team means Santiago Ponzinibbio, Michal after getting knocked down hard. The other was Cowboy Oliveira and Michael Chiesa. He beat the entire asylum. You know what I mean? Like the elderly home. Kevin Holland went there and killed everybody. He loses to every grappler. I mean, I think it has to be Nelson or Paz. I know he's been out, but he doesn't need the money. This is not the guy to come here to get a back and flee. I think it has to be Gunnar or Paz. If you like Holland, you have to bet him by knockout, I feel.
Okay, so here's the thing. I feel like although Holland obviously has been grappled a bunch, it's like all by big 185 pounders like Brunson, Vittori, Delidze, the Ritter. Like Gunnar Nelson is not that, and he's had like a couple can of corn matchups lately, like two really bad grapplers. I think he probably like is able to at least get on top at some point in this fight. I don't know if it's like insta tap on the mat. Like Holland's a capable jiu-jitsu player, but I just feel like this isn't like De Ritter. Like he's not going to be 225 pounds going to the cage, and I don't know. I don't really like Gunner's wrestling that much. Like he doesn't shoot to the legs a ton. Holland's not as easy to take down as he once was. That being said, I don't even know that Holland really separates on the feet as much as people give him credit for. Like
he never does.
No, he really doesn't. It's a hard fight for me to call. I really don't know what to do here.
I hope Gunnar wins. The pride of Iceland. The
pride
first
of
black belt in Iceland's history, I'm pretty sure. The first black belt.
Really?
Yeah, under Renzo Gracie, maybe? Something like that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was the first black belt from Iceland.
Wow.
How bad do people grapple in Iceland? That's probably he was probably the only jiu-jitsu practitioner when he got it.
Yeah, just him. Jan Blachowicz taking on Carlos Alberg. I think the line's a little wide here. Like, I get that Jan's old, but other than that, I mean, like, yeah, Alberg's a pretty good kickboxer, but do you really like who? I guess let me rephrase this: who really looks like a big favorite in a striking fight with Jan? Really,
Nobody.
Like, doesn't really like he's a good striker in his own right. He has power. Alberg, he looked pretty good in his last fight, but he's had cardio issues in the past. I don't know. I just don't think there's really any meat on the bone. If you like the Albergs, if you think Alberg's going to win, I don't really think there's any meat on the bone. I do think that it's dog or pass. Like I get why some people are passing, but to me, it's Jan or nothing.
Yeah, I agree. Like Ulberg has fought pretty weak competition outside of the last one, who I think was a pretty good style matchup for him. I bet Volkan there. Ulberg took it. Congrats to him, but he got hit pretty much in that fight.
Yeah.
All the grappling upsides should be Jan's, unless he's dying or something. And on the feet, I think Blakovich is the better kickboxer. He can kick. He can attack his leg. Historically, he has a pretty solid chin. He has big power in the left hook, which Ulberg is kind of a sucker for. Like, Ulberg is a crazy athlete and he's huge, but his defense is... Like, striking defense is not something you can teach people in 5 years. I don't care if you are, like... Doesn't matter. You have to learn it as a kid, mostly. It's the most difficult thing to learn in striking defense. Ulberg looked pretty good last fight, but this is a very, very big number to cover. Like, how does he cover this number? He has to stop Blakovich to cover, I feel. If not, it's going to be very difficult to cover. The line is getting wider. It's getting a little bit wild. I understand that Blakovich had major surgery in the shoulders and he's 42, but like, I tweeted it too. People think Ulberg is this prospect coming out of high school in New Zealand or something. Motherfucker is 35.
Yeah.
I mean, they are moving him fast for a reason. That's a nice stat. Jan Blachowicz 10-2 as an underdog.
That's crazy.
I had him in almost all of them, I think. I bet Rockhold against him.
Betting him live over and over against Adesanya. That live one made no sense, the whole fight.
He's one of the all-time money makers. I had him against Adesanya, huge number. I had him against Corey Anderson, big number. I had him against... He was a dog to Clark, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I had him pretty big against Dominic Reyes, and he was like plus 200 or plus 220. Yeah, who doesn't like Jan? He's a likable guy, too.
Yeah. His rope.
Yeah. And he's fighting this likable Carlos Ulberg, the evil Carlos Ulberg, friend of the infamous gender bender. So, yeah. We like Jan in this podcast.
Next up and lastly, we've got Sean Brady taking on Leon Edwards in the main event. I like Brady here. I feel like he gets power doubles. His top control is better than Bilal's. And, you know, Bilal got 9 takedowns, and I don't necessarily think Brady needs 9 takedowns here because I think his top control is better than Muhammad's. On the feet, like, Edwards is more skilled for sure, but he never really separates on volume. Leon's pretty good in the clinch, so I guess, like, that's probably the main concern on the Brady side. Like, if he doesn't get takedowns and he's kind of stuck in the clinch for long periods of time. But I thought Brady outperformed expectations against Burns. He landed, like, an insanely high amount of strikes. Cardio kept good.
Those numbers were 100% fake. Like, those numbers were fake.
How?
Like, the numbers they were showing on the screen, they were 100% fake. Like, when they showed those numbers, I don't know if it was like round 3 or knew some card was going to be like 50, 40, 45 Brady. I was like, the fix is in. Doesn't matter what Barnes does here. It's over. It's over for Gilbert. They were like, yeah, Gilbert Burns, 74 strikes. Sean Brady, 822 strikes in 4 rounds. Bro, like, what are you talking about?
That's funny.
I was watching the fight. He was not landing shit.
He landed it all night, and his cardio.
No, he's in the clinch and doing like this with the shoulder. That's a strike.
Anyway, like I know you like Edwards here, and like I understand. You know, he's a fighter. I don't really have. I'm trying to think of something good to say about him. He's
about
a
Leon
fighter.
Edwards.
Yeah, I mean,
he's literally one of the best welterweights of all time.
Here's the truth. Here's what happened. He had one of the hottest runs like imaginable to get to the title. Like he was pretty much knocked out. He was knocked out by Nate Diaz, and Nate Diaz just pointed at him. Then he was.
He trashed Nate Diaz for like 4.5 rounds, and that was a fluke. Andrew's take was so bad that YouTube just banned him, apparently. Andrew, we lost you. I'm not frozen, right? He is frozen. I'm pretty sure he's frozen, not me. Can someone in the chat tell me? Yeah, you were frozen. Your take was so bad that YouTube banned you for 10 seconds.
Anyway, he almost got
That's right.
Diaz.
God has to interfere with Andrew's take. That's what happened.
He was getting destroyed by Usman and landed like a miracle head kick. And then he fought Usman hurt. And then he fought Awash Colby, who didn't shoot until like the 4th and 5th rounds. And he still lost 2 rounds to Awash Colby. Oh. And then he got ragdolled by Bilal. Like that's his career.
This is one of the craziest takes of all time. Like this guy.
Wait. Let's break it down. What did I say that isn't correct? Like which one of those things didn't happen that I said?
That he ran hot to the belt. Like he had one of the best win streaks in the division.
Dude, he literally almost got beat by Nate Diaz.
Bro, he didn't almost get beat by Nate Diaz. Like he looked. He looked minus 2,000 for 24 minutes.
He did. Against Nate Diaz. He won a split with Johnny Nelson. He won a close fight with RDA. He had a close fight with Cerrone.
From the bottom, like he lost a competitive decision to Usman. And then Dominic Waters, whatever. He beat Albert Tumenov, good fighter. He beat Luque clear. He beat Vicente Luque easy. Vicente Luque was knocking out Belal in those times. Barberina, easy. Sobota, knockout. He beat Cerrone when he was decent. He beat Nelson clearly. It was a split. I bet Nelson that night. That wasn't a split. He almost killed Kuna. He fought Dos Anjos. He won every round. Belal Muhammad started crying. Leon win. Then the Nate Diaz fight, he won 24 minutes of the fight. And okay, the first Kamaru Usman fight, he was down 3-1 clearly. Then knock him out. How is that like running hot?
He got wrecked for 24 minutes, literally.
Like it was 3-1. It was clearly 3-1.
Okay, he was clearly losing.
It was clearly 3-1, and the other round that Usman separated, he grabbed the fence to get him down. So it could have been easily 2-2. How people love it because a lot of people got burnt on this bet live, like Lock of the Night, who caused an international incident because Usman got kicked in the head. That's one of my favorite moments ever. The guy's like, yeah, I'm going to bet all this. I'm going to bet all these people's money live on Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare Usman. He's looking good, bro.
It was a good idea at the
time. And this other black guy's like, Leon, what are you waiting for? Head kick.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that was the title fight. He didn't run hot to the belt. He was the rightful contender and he won. And he won the rematch very, very clearly. That majority decision was a travesty. And he beat Covington easy too. Like the Belal fight, he was probably poisoned by Hamas or something because that performance was ridiculous.
I don't think if he fights like he did against Bilal, he'll lose badly. Is that fair to say?
I think Belal is much better than Brady.
Well, yeah, Bilal,
and that's coming from the nemesis of Belal. Like he's my number one enemy in this world.
Right.
I don't think, like, how can you pay minus 160 on Brady here? I mean, he didn't even have a full camp, and he's a gasser historically.
I personally think he should probably be like minus 185.
A million. Minus a million.
Unbiased, I think he should probably be like minus 5,000.
I mean, if he doesn't get a takedown instantly, he's probably like the worst bet of the year. Like if he cannot get takedowns, Leon is like magically minus 500 instantly. I think the people, people pretend the Gilbert Barnes fight was a beatdown or anything. That was a pretty. I mean, I think Brady won 3-2, but that was a pretty close fight.
Against who?
What?
Against who?
Against Barnes. People pretend
that close fight. Are you crazy?
That was a close fight. That was a very competitive fight. Okay. I mean, he won. I think he won, but it wasn't like he did anything special. He was struggling badly in the clinch. Leon probably has the best clinch in the division outside of Shafkat. Like, he needs takedowns fast. He's going to get butchered in the clinch. He's not going to win the clinch here. He was winning the clinch against Barnes most of the time. He's not going to win the clinch against Edwards consistently. So he needs takedowns. He was making Michael Chiesa look like Sugar Ray Leonard. Like, what are you talking about? Michael Chiesa, like even Michael Chiesa couldn't believe it. He started like letting his hands go, and he was like, "Oh, I'm Meldrick Taylor." He almost stopped him. If he doesn't get takedowns, he's going to get lit up. He's going to get lit up. He has great jiu-jitsu and he has great top time, but the guy he's a horrendous striker. He's robotic. He's a grappler. He's built around the back, big traps, big shoulders. He's super robotic. Like, there's levels to striking, and he's not going to win the clinch. So if he cannot get takedowns, like lower chain entries, he's going to lose. And I don't think he's going to tap Leon. So it's a long fight. I don't know. You never know. When Leon the lethargic Edwards is fighting at home, he finds something inside him. Everybody's talking about the staph, but that's definitely a staph infection. But it looks old. How do you say in English when it's like cauterized? Is not the word. Like when you have surgery and you get the mark or whatever. How is that called? The scar.
A scar.
But how is the verb? A scar. You know what I mean? When it's already closed and everything, that's how it looks. Like that was a staph, but maybe 5. No, that's not the word.
Healed.
No, yeah, but it's healed, but that's not the word I was looking for. Okay, that infection probably happened like 5 weeks ago. Like it's done. It's just the scar. So if Leon loses, he obviously has a staph infection, and you got lucky. And if he wins, I'm a genius. I think he has to be decided at this price. He also after losing like Belal like that, he disappeared for 2 months. You have to think that the guy is hungry and willing to fight. You know what I mean? And put on a performance, because this is his career basically. He cannot afford to lose this fight. Right. If he loses this fight, he's back to the streets in Birmingham. No, everyone is not on Leon. The line is moving towards Brady. Like, how is everybody on Leon?
Any questions? Leave them in the chat. Any comments? Any concerns? Early card this weekend.
Yeah, that's great. It starts 6 p.m. here. Great timing.
Good for you.
Are you going to watch? Probably, yeah. The baby probably makes you be awake, right?
What? Watch what?
The UFC?
Oh, yeah, I always watch.
That's a fucking lie.
I've never missed a UFC fight. I mean, I'm sure I have at some point, but I pretty much watch every fight.
You never watch Contenders?
Never. No, Contenders is awful.
It's not awful. It's great. And there's your boy Gianni there. You don't want to support the audience numbers? Like, yeah, I'm betting.
Good fight. It's a good fight.
Yeah, in a way, would fucking trash him. I love Nick Ball, but that is not going to go well for my boy Nick Ball.
We'll talk about it more next week. I don't want to give too much away, but there's a boxing fight next week that's
Brian Norman,
Let's see.
your favorite boxer of all time,
We'll
Brian
see.
Norman.
It'll be revealed on the next show, so make sure to tune in.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say. Do you know how much they Barstool paid Molly for
No.
for God's know what? I don't know what she did exactly to promote them. $250,000. 250K. That's not bad.
No. I mean, she's only lost like what, 3 fights since then?
She's not longer promoted by Barstool.
Really?
Yeah, since a long time ago, I think. I think Paddy Pimblett isn't. She
Oh
was
yeah.
like, lad, they dropped us. She needs to win this one. If she loses this one, she may get even cut. I mean, she won't get cut because she sells in England, but if she loses this one, the next one is for her job, probably.
I think so.
I hope she wins and they do something like Dakota Ditcheva versus Molly Mcken in Manchester. Can you imagine?
Could be even Russia.
Against Molly Mcken?
Yeah.
He's looking pretty fat. She might get him. How old is Kyoji? Kyoji Origuchi must be old already.
I'm not sure.
Somebody said you looked old. No, you guys healthy? Fatherhood is killing you. I look fresh. I look so much younger than you, like right now here.
What are you talking about?
I do look younger than you. Like people should. Who looks younger right now? I shave.
I have facial hair. Is the only thing.
Ooh. I'm looking fresh.
Looking fresh.
Yeah, Berlanga fought like a taxi driver, like an actual taxi driver. He won in first round knockout and the under was 4.5. I think that was crazy. Yeah, this is the guy that was calling us unhealthy. Yes, you look younger. Very funny. Thoughts on Aspinall Jones situation? I mean, what do you want me to think? Jones is not going to fight him. Let's talk about you. How much you bet? Can you say how much you bet on Sean the Hebrew Hammer Perry?
It wasn't that much. It was like a couple thousand.
The Hebrew Hammer is one of my favorite nicknames.
I tried to bet. I just kept clicking it as much as I could.
That was probably the worst boxing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty entertaining.
It was. They went after it.
When he hit that, I mean, at first, because I suppose you were betting on Perry because he was much bigger. I had nothing. But I didn't expect you to be watching. And at first it was like Haiti. I was like, this small guy is going to knock him out because he's fighting like gay. He was giving up his back. Like in boxing, he gets stopped. Like, you know what I mean? In an actual fight, he gets stopped. But
when
then
they counted like they let him take like 30 seconds after he got knocked down.
Yeah, and then he got him with this like absolutely lethal jab, and that changed the fight.
Yep.
That changed everything.
Yeah, let's get this. Oh no, not this. Let's get this up.
Merab versus Somalia rematch is announced or what?
I don't think so. It's rumored, but
I mean, yeah, I think they are going to do it and pray that O'Malley wins because he doesn't beat anyone in the top 5.
Well, there's someone in the top 5, but just
Herbert opened the favorite. Did you see that? He opened the favorite against Moreno in Mexico. I was surprised about that.
I saw Moreno was like minus 185.
I'm pretty sure Herbert opened like minus 125.
Well, we will be back next week to discuss that fight and Raul Rosas Jr.
Fighting another can crusher.
2 big fights on that card. In the meantime, good luck this weekend, everybody, and we'll see you next week.